And a very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Gil Cone Field on the campus of Brevard College. A gloriously sunny afternoon here for Game 3 of the series between the Brevard College Tornadoes and the LaGrange College Panthers. Series began yesterday with a doubleheader here at Gil Cone Field. The Panthers took Game 1 of that one 9-1, and then a thrilling pitcher's duel in Game number 2 of the doubleheader, as LaGrange able to pull out the 1-0 victory. Only run scored happening in the top of the 7th. These two teams are scoreless through 6 innings, and then LaGrange with the go-ahead and ultimately the game-winning run in the 7th inning on a single by McKinley Irves that scored Rhett Hebert. But just an outstanding pitcher's duel in that second game of the doubleheader yesterday, as Dalton Brooks got the win for LaGrange. He improved to 4-0. He pitched a complete game, 9 innings, 1 hitter, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks. Had a no-hitter going for much of the contest until that was broken up by Logan Clark, who singled. Clark also a couple stolen bases in that one. And then the Brevard pitching was terrific. Nathan Sanders, 6 1/3, allowing just 3 hits, 1 run, 8 strikeouts. And Cesar Rodriguez went 2 2/3 of shutout baseball, allowing just 2 hits. And to put this in perspective, LaGrange is the number 4 ranked team in the nation, and they're averaging over 10 runs per game. Just a little bit over 10 runs per game, their season average. And the Tornadoes pitching and defense held LaGrange to just 1 run yesterday, a season low for the Panthers, the 4th ranked team in the nation. Tornadoes today, a few changes in the starting lineup. Jason Jucker will lead off. He's the starting shortstop, the senior, so he bats first. Blake Burchett in his usual spot, batting second. Logan Clark, the left fielder, bats third. Cale Ayler, the first baseman, in the cleanup spot. Frankie Vasquez, the third baseman, bats fifth. Ryan Lehman, the right fielder, will bat sixth. Johnny Graves getting the start in center field. He bats seventh. Christian Ezel bats eighth, the catcher for the Tornadoes. And batting ninth, the designated hitter, Jock Pledger. On the mound for the Tornadoes will be Cameron Cook. So Cook getting the Game 3 start, as Tornadoes will look to continue that momentum from that second game of the doubleheader, limiting the potent LaGrange offense. Cameron Cook, the sophomore from Mount Holly, North Carolina, Stuart Cramer High School. LaGrange's starters are as follows. Batting first, the right fielder, Rhett Mixon. Batting second, the center fielder, McKinley Irves. Batting third, the third baseman, Joe Ruth. Batting fourth, the DH, Jack Learison. Batting fifth, the shortstop, Cale Chatham. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Matt Eden. Batting seventh, the catcher, Jared Aldridge. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Rhett Hebert. Batting ninth, the left fielder, Gabriel Palo. The pitcher is Steven Bartolotta. So should be a good one. Game 3 of this 3-game series. Tornadoes hosting the number 4 ranked team in the nation. LaGrange with a record of 23-3, 7-1 in the USA South Conference. Tornadoes looking to get back to 500 in the USA South Conference. Currently 5-6. 16-12 overall. So Tornadoes and Panthers, we're about 15 minutes away from first pitch here at Gil Cone Field. Pitching matchup, Cameron Cook versus Steven Bartolotta. Stick with us. We'll bring you all the action from Gil Cone Field in a matter of minutes You're watching Brevard College Baseball.
Our students make a difference in the world. They leave our program and they are prepared to be amazing, competent teachers who nurture and build a learning community in their own classrooms, wherever that is.
These turtles, they're more than, a few thousand years old. The species was actually a few million years old, so they're very old species.
I think one of the main things that I do bring to the kids is that I have a passion for what I do, and that carries over to my enthusiasm when I teach. By being excited about what I'm doing, I get the kids excited about learning.
Brevard College is special because of the way we teach, because we have classes that allow us to teach in the way that we like, which is experiential. Where we are, if you like the outdoors, man, we have great luck with cyclists coming here. There's something in the water about cycling in Brevard, or fly fishing, or just hiking. We have outstanding music. The music program here is wonderful. There's just a number of things to be said about Brevard College.
History is everything. It's every discipline. It's music, it's art, it's economics, it's politics. And so students who study history end up with the ability to look critically at every discipline. This is a skill you can use in any field.
I chose Brevard mostly because of the experiential education, and their history program really sold me over. The variety of history classes that they offer. You have classes like History of Stuff, where you learn the commodification of history and how that's affected how we are today. That class really forces you to examine yourself and how you consume goods and how you're living in the world and how is that affecting the world around you.
I think one of my favorite things about psychology is that everything we're learning in class really applies to people's lives. Oftentimes, experiential learning in psychology is talking about what you do at your athletic practice today, or how does this relate to your relationship with people in your dorm room. Even in my intro level classes, students who maybe are just taking it as a gen ed, they have the ability to take what they're learning in class and apply it to their daily lives.
When I first heard the term experiential learning, I was thinking, oh, people must just like go outside and run around or something. But now that I've been at Brevard College, I've realized it's really about understanding how you can apply the things that you learn in class with what you're doing in real life, and thinking about when you study things, it's not just for an exam, it's something that you can use in your everyday thought process.
A graduate of the Wilderness Leadership and Experiential Education program is
So welcome back to Gilcone Field on the campus of Brevard College. Game 3 of this series between the Tornadoes and the Panthers. The Tornadoes welcoming into town the 4th-ranked team in the nation. These two teams met yesterday for a doubleheader. Game 1 went to the Panthers 9-1. Game 2, a pitcher's duel, 1-0. Panthers on top, but we saw some outstanding work on the mound. And today on the mound for the Tornadoes, Cameron Cook gets to start in Game 3 of this series. Tornadoes defensively at third base is Frankie Vasquez. At shortstop's Jason Jucker. At second base, Blake Burchett. First baseman is Cale Ayler. Catcher's Christian Ezel. In the outfield from left to right, Logan Clark, Johnny Graves, and Ryan Lehman. Panthers batting order, 1, 2, 3 hitters are Mixon, Irves, and Joe Ruth. Learison, Chatham, Eden bat 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9, Aldridge, Haybear, and Paulo. So all set, ready to go here at Gilcone Field. And Cameron Cook ready to get things started on the mound for the Nados. Leading off for the Panthers, right fielder number 24, Rhett Mixon. So Mixon will lead off for the Panthers. Starting right fielder. And Cameron Cook will get his sign from Christian Ezel and fire away. Swing and a miss there, ahead 0-1. A 1:01 p.m. Eastern Time first pitch here between the Tornadoes and the Panthers. And the 0-1. Outside, 1-1 the count. That pitch just missing, 2-1. Mixon in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday. Tornadoes only allowed 5 hits. Mixon was responsible for 1 of those 5 hits. Also had a sacrifice bunt and a stolen base as check swing foul. By the way, the temperature is considerably different than what we were dealing with yesterday, and in terms of just the overall weather conditions. As this is driven to center field, and that'll be out number 1. As camped out under that was Johnny Graves, the starting center fielder for the Tornadoes. So 1 up, 1 down for Cook. And that'll bring up Irves. Now batting the center fielder number 1, McKinley Irves. So Irves will step to the plate. Joe Ruth awaits on deck. And the pitch from Cook. Across the plate, strike 1. Well, we mentioned just 5 hits yesterday for LaGrange in that second game of the doubleheader. Irves had one of those hits as well. In fact, he had the game-winning RBI, a single through the right side of the infield that scored Rhett Haybear for the only run in that game. That came in the top of the 7th. 1-1 the count, 1 out, nobody on. The pitch. And this is driven to right field, foul. So game time temperature 59 degrees. We're going to approach 70 degrees according to the forecast before the afternoon's done. Yesterday's game, BP was taking in the 30s. We were right around 40 degrees for most of the game. And we had snow flurries throughout the game and significant wind gusts. Saw a couple of the umpires earlier in the game, and one of them described today's weather as Chamber of Commerce weather. ideal for April the 10th. Full count to Irvs. Just getting started here. Panthers and Tornadoes. The pitch from Cook. This is lifted to left field, and that's going to be a base hit. A line drive single for Irvs, collected by Clark, and runner aboard for the Panthers. Now batting third baseman number 17, Joe Ruth. So that'll bring up Joe Ruth. The nation's leader in base hits. And the pitch to Ruth. Low inside, ball one. Ruth was held 0 for 4 in that second game of the doubleheader. Combination of Nathan Sanders and Cesar Rodriguez shutting down the nation's best hitter at the moment. In terms of the hits category, he's a little further down the rankings in terms of batting average. Leads the nation in total hits. 1-1 the count with one out. Runner at first, which is Irvs. And the pitch from Cook. Outside, 2-1. Two balls, one strike, one out, the pitch. Fouled off there, 2-2. Brevard College women's lacrosse in action today, the only other regular season Tornado contest happening today. We'll keep an eye on that. That begins at 1 p.m. in Greensboro, North Carolina. More spring sport, or rather spring training or spring practice action happening today. Men's soccer playing over at Islamel Family Field, and then gunned down the caught stealing. Very nicely done. Ezel able to gun down the base runner Irvs for out number 2. Fantastic throw from Christian Ezel. As this is now driven to center field, and that'll be out number 3 after the caught stealing. Ezel to Jucker on that play, and then out number 3, the fly out to Johnny Graves, and the Tornadoes able to hold the Panthers scoreless for that top of the first. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Your score, Brevard 0, LaGrange 0. So first time to the plate for the Tornadoes, and leading off, Jason Jucker, the starting shortstop for the Tornadoes. First pitch swinging Jucker. It's a rocket handled by the shortstop brilliantly. What a play by Cale Chatham of the Panthers. Impressive defense up the middle of the infield there to get out number one. That'll bring up Blake Burchett. Now batting for your Tornadoes, second baseman number 6, Blake Burchett. So Burchett will step to the plate after Steven Bartolotta. One pitch, one out, but you can't ask for much more from Jucker, who absolutely blasted that. In most cases, that would have gotten into the outfield past the middle infielder, but what a play by Chatham as Burchett fouls that off. 1-1 the count. One, two the count with one out. Blake Burchett. We mentioned Ruth, the leader in the nation in the hits category. Blake Burchett leads the nation in NCAA Division III in stolen bases. So we'll see if Burchett can get aboard here as he fouls that away. Burchett with 29 stolen bases on the season to lead the nation. He leads the Tornadoes with 40 hits. Second on the team with 29 runs scored, and he's able to blast that past the third baseman, and ball makes its way into the outfield for a base hit. So Burchett aboard right on cue. That'll bring up Logan Clark. Now batting for your Tornadoes, left field number 15, Logan Clark. So Clark comes to the plate with the speedy Blake Burchett at first. One out here. Bottom of the first inning. First pitch off the plate, ball one. On deck for the Tornadoes, Cale Ayler. By the way, the Tornadoes line up a little different than what we saw yesterday. Jucker, Burchett, Clark, bat 1, 2, 3. Ayler, Vasquez, Lehman, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9 hitters are Graves, Ezel, and Pledger. So a few adjustments and shifts to the Sunday lineup. Burchett, the runner at first. Fouled off there by Clark. 1-1 the count. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Burchett's on the move, and credit the stolen base to Blake Burchett. Stolen base number 30 on the season, so raising that nation's best total even higher. Blake Burchett. One ball, two strikes. Now a runner in scoring position. Blake Burchett, swing and a miss there, so strikeout for Bartolotta. I'll bring up Cale Ayler. Now batting for Tornadoes, first baseman number 26, Cale Ayler. So now 2 outs, runner at second. And Ayler at the plate. First pitch swinging is Ayler, and that'll be collected by the left fielder for the Panthers, Paulo, for out number 3. So a runner is stranded as Burchett was able to get aboard with a base hit, then a stolen base. But we'll head to the top of the second with your score. Brevard 0, LaGrange 0. So Jack Larison will lead things off for LaGrange. Cleanup hitter, designated hitter. Hit a 3-run home run in game number 1 of the doubleheader yesterday. Pitch here from Cook, outside, ball 1. Larison, senior out of Ponte Vedra, Florida. Transfer from Northwest Florida State, a JUCO. A lot of history at that JUCO as far as successful baseball. And the 2-0. Fouled off there, 2-1. Cameron Cook, this is his 11th appearance of the season, his 6th start, a 3-1 record entering today. Pitch there, missing, 3-1. Cook has a 4.81 ERA. Entering today, 33 2/3 innings with 23 strikeouts. As this is fouled back, Ezel, a big-time attempt, and you can see Ezel making his way back to behind home plate, and big effort there from Christian Ezel, the senior, to try to flag down that foul pop-up. Ezel was the starter in game 2 of the doubleheader yesterday. He's already thrown out a base runner today. He did the same yesterday, and certainly a strong defender behind the plate as that pitch off the mark, ball 4, so base runner aboard for the Panthers. Now batting the shortstop, number 21, Cale Chatham. So that'll bring up Chatham, starting shortstop for LaGrange. Chatham, the junior from Woodstock, Georgia. Left-handed hitter, and he blasts this to left field. Great play by Logan Clark on the move there. Covered a lot of ground in left field and able to lasso that line drive for out number 1. Now batting first baseman number 20, Matt Eden. And so that will bring up Eden. We've seen some great defense from the Tornadoes outfielders throughout this series. A couple spectacular plays by yesterday's center fielder Jack Atkinson. And Logan Clark had a play or two yesterday as well that would make most highlight reels. And great job there. Get out number 1. Runner at first, which is Learison. Eden, your batter, as Cameron Cook goes to work against him. Top of the second here, scoreless. On a gorgeous Sunday afternoon in the mountains. Pitch there, cross the plate. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 aboard. Pickoff throw to first to keep Learison in check. Wind blowing in directly from center field. Cook delivers. And missing there, so 2 aboard now, both via the walk. That'll bring up the catcher, Jared Aldridge. Now batting the catcher, number 27, Jared Aldridge. So Aldridge will step to the plate with 1 down and 2 aboard. Just like Ezel, Aldridge started the second game yesterday and at catcher, and he's able to take first base on a hit by pitch. So just like that, the bases are loaded for Rhett Hebert. Now batting the second baseman, number 19, Rhett Hebert. So bases loaded. The 8-hole hitter Hebert at the plate. One out. So need to be careful here. First pitch, a dandy. Strike 1. Able to freeze Hebert again there. So Cook able to get ahead, 0-2. Hebert steps out of the box. And after the quick timeout, ready to roll here. Bases loaded, 1 out. The pitch. Hebert lifts this to left field. Clark under it. Clark now making a throw to home and just a little late as sacrifice fly RBI for the first run of the game. As Hebert is able to bring home the base runner, Learison. Now batting left fielder number 31, Gabriel Paulo. And LaGrange able to get on the board first, 1-0. 2 outs now, runners first and second for Paulo, and line drive there handled well by Jason Jucker. Great play at that shortstop position, and Tornadoes will strand 2 Panthers base runners. Panthers able to get 1 run in the process. Did it without a single base hit after a couple of walks and a hit by pitch and then a sacrifice fly. We will head to the bottom of the second with your score, LaGrange 1, Brevard 0. So due up for the Tornadoes, Frankie Vasquez, Ryan Lehman, and Johnny Graves. And Vasquez will go to work here against Steven Bartolotta. First pitch to Vasquez off the plate, ball 1. Frankie Vasquez, a 3-time winner of the USA South Conference Rookie of the Week award. Cale Ayler also with 3 of those awards this year. So the 2 corner infielders for the Tornadoes, 6 Rookie of the Week awards between the 2 of them. Sensational starts to both of those collegiate careers, as this is caught in foul territory. Great play there by the right fielder for LaGrange. Rhett Mixon able to make that play. He covered a lot of ground. And that'll bring up Ryan Lehman. Now batting for your Tornadoes, right field, number 31, Ryan Lehman. So Lehman steps to the plate after a fly out in foul territory. Retired Vasquez for out number 1. 1-0 the count to Lehman. The pitch, check swing. 1-1. On deck, Johnny Graves. Ryan Lehman starting in right field today. And the pitch. Showing bunt, and it'll be a strike, so 1-2 the count. Lehman, freshman from Cooper City, Florida, Cooper City High School. Southern part of Brevard County, located between Fort Lauderdale and Miami. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And the pitch. This is a fly ball to shallow right field and making the second out of the inning. Back-to-back putouts by Rhett Mixon, the right fielder. Bring up Johnny Graves. Now batting for your Tornadoes, the center fielder, number 55, Johnny Graves. So Graves comes to the plate. The freshman from Gastonia, North Carolina. One the count. By the way, Graves and starting pitcher for the Tornadoes, Cameron Cook, come from the same high school in that Gastonia, Mount Holly, Belmont area, Stuart Kramer High School. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss there for strike 3 and out number 3. A wicked pitch there from Bartolotta. So Tornadoes go down in order. Cameron Cook will return to the mound, and we will head to the top of the third with your score, LaGrange 1, Brevard 0. So back to the top of the order we go for the Panthers. Rhett Mixon leads things off. Another left-handed hitter. Several of those for the Panthers as he drives this to center field. And one pitch, one out as Graves able to make the play in center. So one down here, and that'll bring up Irves. Now batting the center fielder, number 1, McKinley Irves. So Irves steps to the plate. Irves singled to left field in his first at-bat. First pitch off the plate, ball 1. Joe Ruth awaits on deck. One out here. Base is empty, top of the third. And the pitch from Cook. This is lifted deep right field all the way back to the wall. And that's going to be a stand-up double for Irves, who has a 2-for-2 day going and able to hit that double to right field. So runner in scoring position for Ruth. Now batting third baseman number 17, Joe Ruth. So Ruth will come to the plate. The pitch from Cook. Across the plate, strike 1. Runner at second, that's Irves. Pitch there, missing. 1-1 the count. Joe Ruth, another left-handed hitter. He's from Chiefland, Florida. Chiefland in the central part of the state. West of Gainesville, Florida, and a bit northeast of Cedar Key. Known as the Gem of the Swanee Valley. As base on balls there, now runners first and second for Learison. Now batting the DH number 5, Jack Learison. So Learison will step to the plate. With runners first and second and 1 out. The pitch from Cook. Check swing foul, strike 1. Learison walked to lead off the top of the second. Made his way all the way to third in a bases loaded situation, and then scored the only run of this game on a sacrifice fly by Haybear. Runners first and second, the pitch from Cook. Fouled off there, 0-2, so Cook able to get ahead effectively on Learison. Learison on a point of age of Florida. The pitch. Senior designated hitter. Learison hitting .394 on the season. Runner going. In fact, 2 runners going, and it'll be a double steal. And that was strike 3 in the process, so strikeout, but 2 stolen bases for the Panthers. Now batting the shortstop number 21, Cale Chatham. So Cook able to retire Learison. Now 2 outs, runners second and third. And the pitch. Outside, ball 1. I'll bring up Cale Chatham, the 5-hole hitter. He's hitting .390. Some impressive batting averages for LaGrange across their batting order. Joe Ruth hitting .445, Irvs .410, Learison .394, Chatham .390, Eden .350, Aldridge .348. And Tornadoes were able to limit that potent offense to just 1 run on 5 hits in Game 2 of the doubleheader yesterday, and so far 1 run on just 2 hits today. But first things first, 1-2 the count with 2 outs and 2 aboard here. Cameron Cook going back to work against Chatham. That was pitch number 50 for Cook. Here in the top of the 3rd inning. A key situation here. And Cook able to freeze Chatham for the strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts for Cook. He now has 3 innings under his belt, limiting LaGrange to 1 run on 2 hits and able to get back-to-back strikeouts there to strand 2 Panther runners. Your score as we head to the bottom of the 3rd, LaGrange 1, Brevard 0.
Our students make a difference in the world. They leave our program and they are prepared to be amazing, competent teachers who nurture and build a learning community in their own classrooms, wherever that is.
These turtles, they're more than, a few thousand years old. The species was actually a few million years old, so they're very old species.
I think one of the main things that I do bring to the kids is that I have a passion for what I do, and that carries over to my enthusiasm when I teach. By being excited about what I'm doing, I get the kids excited about learning.
Because of the way we teach, because we have classes that allow us to teach in the way that we like, which is experiential. Where we are, if you like the outdoors, man, we have great luck with cyclists coming here. There's something in the water about cycling in Brevard, or fly fishing, or just hiking. We have outstanding music. The music program here is wonderful. There's just a number of things to be said about Brevard College.
So Christian Ezel will lead things off for the Tornadoes. Ezel, Pledger, Jucker due up here. Bottom of inning number 3. Tornadoes trailing 1-0. First pitch swinging. Ezel swings through that for strike 1. Stephen Bartolotta continuing his outing, starting pitcher for LaGrange. Swing and a miss there, 0-2. Ezel, by the way, 3 home runs on the season. As that pitch off the plate. Bartolotta, just his 4th start, his 12th appearance overall, 3.48 ERA entering this contest, a 1-0 record on the season. Two balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Ezel fouls this off. Count remains 2-2, the pitch. Lifted here to right field, and Mixon's been active there and able to make out number 1, and that'll bring up Jock Pledger. Now batting for Tornadoes, the designated hitter, number 22, Jock Pledger. So Jock Pledger coming to the plate. Pledger certainly a fan favorite, a dual sport athlete, one of the more accomplished football players we've seen here at Brevard College. Very prolific defensive back. Now laying down a bunt, and that's fair, and that's going to be a base hit for Jock Pledger. The bunt base hit, and Pledger aboard. And back to the top of the order we go, Jason Jucker. Now batting for Tornado, shortstop number 2, Jason Jucker. So Jucker to the plate with Pledger, and Pledger with significant speed on the base paths. Pledger with 1 stolen base and 1 attempt this year. We've seen him mainly as a pinch runner throughout the season, and certainly a weapon on those base paths. First base coach is Rob Julian, So he has a couple words for Pledger. Meanwhile, Jucker at the plate. And that ball gets away from the LaGrange catcher, and Pledger easily makes his way to second. It's ruled a pass ball by the official scorer. And runner now on second, Pledger. So an RBI opportunity here for Jucker with a running and scoring position. And Jucker is leading off today. However, as the typical three-hole hitter, this is certainly a position he's used to. And it helps when your base runner has the speed of Pledger. Tornadoes down 1-0, looking for that equalizer. Jucker with a team best 33 RBIs on the season. So no better guy to have in this spot than Jason Jucker. Pitch there off the plate. 3-1 the count. On deck for the Tornadoes is Blake Burchett. One out here. Bottom of the third. And the pitch. Able to locate there was Bartolotta. 2-2. Check that. 3-2 the count. A full count to Jucker. So payoff pitch coming with Pledger, the base runner at second. Pickoff attempt to second. LaGrange was actually able to pull one of those off yesterday, picking off a runner at second. And the payoff pitch. Jucker drives this into center. Pledger being sent around third, and he is safe for the tying run as the Tornadoes, Jason Jucker with the RBI single to score Jock Pledger. And we are all tied up at 1, folks. Now batting for Tornadoes, the second baseman, number 6, Blake Burchett. And first pitch swinging and back-to-back base hits as Burchett able to single to center. So 3 consecutive base hits, in fact, for the Tornadoes. I'll bring up Logan Clark. Now batting for Tornadoes, the left fielder, number 15, Logan Clark. So all this happening with 1 out. Pledger with the base hit, a bunt base hit. Then some opportunistic base running as Pledger moved to second on a pass ball. Jason Jucker with his 34th RBI on the season to lead the squad. A base hit to center field that scored Pledger to tie this game up at 1. Blake Burchett then with the single to center field. And now we have runners at first and second. Jucker, the base runner, at second. Burchett at first. So more speed on the base paths for Logan Clark. And the 1-1 pitch. Clark lifts this to right field. And Mixon makes the play. For a moment, Jucker tagged up, but runners end up staying at first and second, and with 2 outs, that'll bring up Cale Ayler. Now batting for your Tornadoes, the first baseman, number 26, Cale Ayler. So out number 2 there after the fly out to right field. And that'll bring up Cale Ayler batting from the left side. Runners first and second. So go ahead run in the form of Jason Jucker, the base runner, at second. Runner at first, that's Blake Burchett. And the 1-0. Inside, 2-0. LaGrange, the 4th-ranked team in the nation, and Tornadoes looking for a Game 3 of the series win here against this USA South Conference rival. Inside there for ball 3. So hitters count for Cale Ayler. Tornadoes have 3 base hits so far this inning. And Ayler thought he had ball 4, began his move towards first base, but home plate umpire had other ideas. So 3-1 now, the count. And the pitch. Able to get the outside part of the plate there. So Bartolotta able to work his way back into this count. 3-2. Full count to Ayler. Runners first and second. And the pitch. And it'll be ruled a hit by pitch, so bases will be loaded. So Ayler able to get aboard via the hit by pitch, and bases will be loaded for Frankie Vasquez. Now batting for your Tornadoes, the third baseman, number 19, Frankie Vasquez. So Vasquez comes to the plate, a big-time opportunity here. There are 2 outs. Bases are loaded. Jucker, the runner, at third. Burchett at second. Ayler at first. First pitch swings, Vasquez. He blasts this, and it lands in front of the left fielder. That's going to score 2 runs. And the Tornadoes able to go ahead 3-1 on the 2 RBI base hit by Frankie Vasquez. And the Tornadoes, big time inning here, able to take the 3-1 lead. Frankie Vasquez, ladies and gentlemen. I'll bring up Ryan Lehman. Now batting for your Tornadoes, right field, number 31, Ryan Lehman. So, opportunity for even more here for the Tornadoes. Now runners second and third. And this is lifted by Lehman. And pop up there for out number 3. But the Tornadoes, a big time inning. 3 runs in the bottom of the third to take a 3-1 lead. A 2 RBI single by Vasquez. And also an RBI single by Jason Jucker that scored Jock Pledger. 2 runs came home via Vasquez's 2 RBI single. Burchett and Jucker scoring, and the Tornadoes storm into the lead 3-1. We'll head to the top of the 4th with your score: Brevard 3, LaGrange 1. So Matt Eden will come to the plate for LaGrange, now trailing for the first time in this series, as this is a bloop base hit to left field for Eden. Now batting the catcher, number 27, Jared Aldridge. That'll bring up Aldridge. Eden, Aldridge, Hebert due up here for the Panthers. First pitch swinging, Cook able to get that past Aldridge. But what an inning for the Tornadoes in the bottom of the third. And Cook now pitching with a lead, the first lead of the series for the Tornadoes, who put up 3 runs in that third inning on 4 hits. There was also an error by the Panthers defense. Check swing there. Soft roller to Ayler. He'll take it himself for out number 1. Runner advances to second in the process. And that'll bring up Rhett Hebert. Now batting the second baseman, number 19, Rhett Hebert. So runner now at second for Hebert. So the Tornadoes with the RBI single by Jucker and the 2 RBI single by Vasquez to give the Tornadoes the 3-1 lead. Run scored in that inning, Burchett, Jucker, and Pledger. 4 hits, Pledger, Jucker, Burchett, and Vasquez. Ayler reached base on a hit by pitch, which loaded the bases for Vasquez's 2 RBI single, and it all adds up to the Tornadoes leading the 4th-ranked team in the nation 3-1. Pitch here from Cook, just missing inside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at second, which is Matt Eden, who led off this inning with a base hit to left field. The pitch from Cook. This is lifted. This is deep left field over the head of Clark all the way to the warning track. That's going to be a double for Hebert. And a run scores as Eden comes around from second base. So an RBI double for Hebert, and lead now 1 run. Now batting left fielder number 31, Gabriel Paulo. That'll bring up Paulo. So now a 3-2 ball game on the RBI double by Hebert. He's the base runner at second for Paulo. Pitch to Paulo, swing and a miss there. Paulo hit a solo home run in game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday. And the pitch. Sharply hit line drive to left field, and that'll be another base hit for the Panthers, who now have runners at first and third. And back to the top of the order we go for LaGrange, and it's Rhett Mixon. Now batting the right field, number 24, Rhett Mixon. So Mixon will step to the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He's been busy out in right field on the defensive end, but still looking for his first base hit at the plate. Pitch here, lays down a bunt, and that's going to score a run. Out number 2 is made at first, but run scores as Hebert able to come across and LaGrange able to tie up this game at 3 apiece. Now batting the center field, number 1, McKinley Irves. That'll bring up Irves. So Big time answer here by LaGrange after trailing 3-1. 2 runs here in the top of the 4th. Again, that'll be a sacrifice bunt RBI by Mixon to score Haybear. And Haybear had an RBI double that scored Eden. And those are your 2 runs here for the Panthers to tie this game back up at 3. Each team with 3 runs and 5 hits. There has been 1 error, that by the Panthers. 0-2, 2 outs. Runner at second. The pitch. Fouled off there by Irves. Base runner at second is Paulo, who reached base via a single and then advanced to second on the sac bunt. Grounder here handled by Burchett, and he's able to flip it over to Ayler for out number 3. LaGrange able to get 2 runs back there and tie this game up at 3. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Your score, Brevard 3, LaGrange 3. So Graves will lead off for the Tornadoes. Due up here, Graves, Ezel, and Pledger here in the bottom of the 4th. All tied up at 3, so in many ways a brand new ball game. All knotted up at 3. Bartolotta continuing his starting appearance. That was pitch number 53 for him. Each team with 5 hits and 3 runs. Pitch here to Johnny Graves inside. 2-1 the count. Graves 0 for 1 on the day. And the pitch. Outside, ball 3. Well, the temperature has hit 62 degrees and continues to rise through this sunny Sunday afternoon as Graves able to take ball 4, so runner aboard for the Nados. I'll bring up Christian Ezel. Now batting for your Tornadoes, the catcher number 11, Christian Ezel. So Ezel will step to the plate with base runner at first, Graves, some more speed on the base pass for the Tornadoes. Swing and a miss there by Ezel. Big cut from the senior Christian Ezel out of Monroe, North Carolina, Piedmont High School. Sensational career over the years for the Tornadoes. Swing and a miss there, 0-2. Pledger is on deck for Brevard. Brevard wearing the all-black uniforms. We saw the all-white uniforms yesterday. LaGrange in the red jerseys, white pants, red socks. 1-2 the count. To Christian Ezel. And the pitch. Fouled away towards the McCoy Tennis Complex. By the way, congratulations to the Brevard College women's tennis team. Big 8-0 win yesterday versus Agnes Scott. They've been on a bit of a roll. Chance to see them in action this Friday if you want to check out men's and women's tennis versus Huntington. Friday afternoon at the McCoy Tennis Complex. So this is grounded, and that's going to be a base hit for Ezel. So runners first and second now with no outs. And that'll bring up Jock Pledger. Now batting for your Tornadoes, the designated hitter, number 22, Jock Pledger. So Pledger will come to the plate. And Pledger, big part of that big third inning for the Tornadoes. Scoring the first run of the game. He bunts this, and it's a bunt pop-up, and that'll be an out in foul territory for out number 1. So runners remain at first and second. And back to the top of the order we go, Jason Jucker. Now batting for Tornadoes, the shortstop, number 2, Jason Jucker. So Jucker steps to the plate. And time is called, and looks like the pitching coach for LaGrange will have a conversation here with Bartolotta. 2 runners aboard for the Nados after the Graves walk in the Ezel single. Bartolotta now at 62 pitches. He's allowed 3 runs on 6 hits. And Jason Jucker at the plate for the Tornadoes. Another RBI situation for Jucker, who had an RBI single that scored Pledger to get the Tornadoes on the board last inning. Looking to do it again here. Opportunity to put the Tornadoes up ahead. As Jucker chops that foul. Jucker now with a team best 34 RBIs. He has 4 doubles, a triple, and a home run on the year as well. One of a handful of players to have started and played in every game this season. As this is driven to left field, fly ball to left, and that'll be out number 2. Bring up Blake Burchett. Now batting for your Tornadoes, the second baseman, number 6, Blake Burchett. So Blake Burchett with an opportunity here. Runners first and second for Burchett. 2 outs now. Runner at second is Graves. Ezel, the base runner, at first. an appeal there, and the ruling is that Burchett did not go around. Blake Burchett, junior from Mooresville, North Carolina. And the 1-1. Able to catch the outside part of the plate there, 1-2. Burchett, a 2-for-2 day thus far. And the pitch. Ground ball there. Handled well by Bartolotta. He makes the play to Eden. Strands 2 Tornado base runners. We'll head to the top of the 5th with your score. Brevard 3, LaGrange 3.
Our students make a difference in the world. They leave our program and they are prepared to be amazing, competent teachers who nurture and build a learning community in their own classrooms, wherever that is.
These turtles, they're more than, a few thousand years old. The species was actually a few million years old, so they're very old species.
I think one of the main things that I do bring to the kids is that I have a passion for what I do, and that carries over to my enthusiasm when I teach. By being excited about what I'm doing, I get the kids excited about learning.
So Ruth will lead off for the Panthers, 3-4-5 hitter, so meat of the batting order here. And the pitch, inside, ball 1. Cameron Cook continuing his outing. That was pitch number 68 for Cook. He's gone 4 innings pitched, allowing 3 runs, 5 hits. Couple strikeouts as well for Cameron Cook. Ruth, the nation's leader in hits. Entering this contest hitting .445. (3-1) the count. No outs here. And that'll be another base hit for Ruth. So runner aboard for Learison. Now batting the DH number 5, Jack Learison. So Learison will step to the plate. Chatham on deck. And runner at first is Ruth. The pitch from Cook. First pitch swinging, and that's going to be a base hit for Learison. Ruth able to stretch it to third base, and runners now at the corners, first and third with no outs. Now batting the shortstop number 21, Cale Chatham. And that'll bring up Chatham. So Tornadoes need to be careful here. Game is tied at 3. Go ahead run in the form of Joe Ruth at third base. And no outs here. Top of inning number 5. Christian Ezel, the catcher for the Tornadoes, able to shake things off after block there. Ground ball to right, and a base hit there. Now a 4-3 advantage. And now head coach Mike Victory heading out to the mound. So may have a pitching change here, so stick with us. Top of the 5th inning, LaGrange now ahead 4-3. So new pitcher for the Tornadoes is Noah Webb after LaGrange able to go ahead 4-3 after the RBI single by Chatham. Noah Webb, his 9th appearance of the season. Excellent ERA, 3.52, 1-0 his record. He's pitched 15 1/3 innings, 16 hits, 6 runs, 9 strikeouts, 5 walks. And Cameron Cook solid in his starting appearance, responsible for the runner still on base, and LaGrange now with a 4-3 advantage. So 2 runners aboard at first and second, and Webb inherits this situation with no outs. Now batting the first baseman, number 20, Matt Eden. So Eden will step to the plate. Another one of those left-handed hitters for the Panthers. Lefty versus lefty here. The pitch from Webb And very nicely done, laid down that bunt there. Eden advances the runners to second and third on the sacrifice bunt. Now batting the catcher, number 27, Jared Aldridge. That'll bring up Aldridge. One out now, runners second and third. And the pitch. Across the plate, strike one. Oh, 1 the count with one out. And the pitch. Just missing there, 1-1. LaGrange, 4 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. Tornadoes, 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. LaGrange had a 1-0 lead in the second inning. Tornadoes came back to take a 3-1 lead in the third. But LaGrange has answered with 2 runs in the fourth and 1 in the fifth to take a 4-3 lead. And the 2-1. Just missing there. 3-1 now the count. And the pitch. Cross the plate there, 3-2. On deck for LaGrange is Haybear. The pitch from Webb. And that'll be ball 4. Or check that, a hit by pitch. So runners now at all 3 stations. Bases loaded for Haybear. Now batting the second baseman, number 19, Rhett Haybear. 1 out, bases loaded. Tough situation that Webb inherited here, and now the bases are loaded for Haybear. And first pitch swinging, he lifts this to center field, and that's going to land in front of Graves. And that'll score a run, 5-3 on the RBI single. Haybear now 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs on the day. And that'll bring up Paulo. Now batting left field, number 31, Gabriel Paulo. So Paulo will step into the batter's box. Now a 5-3 advantage for LaGrange. First pitch swinging's Paulo, and that lands just foul. That would have been trouble had that landed fair. Base runners on the move. Bases loaded. A 5-3 advantage for LaGrange. Tornadoes trying to limit the damage here. Top of the 5th. 1 out. The pitch. Outside. 1-1. Gabriel Paulo, the 9-hole hitter, starting left fielder. Sophomore from Melbourne, Florida. Ball here is going to land, and that's going to score another run. So becoming a bit of a big inning here for LaGrange. Now taking a 6-3 lead, their 3rd run of the inning. And back to the top of the order we go with Rhett Mixon for the Panthers. Now batting the right fielder, number 24, Rhett Mixon. So Mixon will step to the plate. Bases loaded once again. Mixon pops this up, shallow center field. Graves able to make the play, but just deep enough to allow the base runner Chatham to score. Check that actually. Run scored there, so 7-3 now the advantage. Now batting center field, number 1, McKinley Irves. Wild pitch there, so runners will move to second and third after Aldridge was in fact the base runner that scored on that sacrifice fly RBI from Mixon. Now runners second and third, a 4-run inning, 2 outs now. Now 7 runs for LaGrange. This is sliced down the right field line. Fair, just fair, and it's going to be a triple for Irves. And 2 more runs come home. Now batting third baseman number 17, Joe Ruth. So a 2 RBI triple by Irves. Paulo and Hebert coming home on the play as this is driven by Ruth into the gap in right center field. That's going to score another run, and Ruth a stand-up RBI double. And now 10 runs for LaGrange. 7 runs in this inning. And now head coach Mike Victory is going to head out to the mound. And big inning here as LaGrange has come back after trailing 3-1 with 8 unanswered runs. Actually 9 unanswered runs, 7 in this inning alone. We'll have a pitching change. Stick with us. LaGrange and Brevard, Gilcone Field. So Bryce Bowers will be the new pitcher for the NATOs, trying to stop the bleeding here in the 5th inning. 7 runs have come home for the 4th-ranked team in the nation, who now are sitting at 10 runs, which is their season average. Tornadoes with their 3rd pitcher now, with Bryce Bowers entering the contest. Bowers, senior right-handed pitcher from Madisonville, Tennessee, Sequoia High School. This will be his 14th appearance. He has started 3 games. He's 4-1 on the season, tied with Nathan Sanders for the team lead in victories. He also has 3 saves, which leads the team. And being asked to be a bit of a stopper here to put an end to what has been a big inning for the 4th-ranked Panthers. Now with 10 runs on 12 hits. 7 runs this inning alone. Bring up Learison. Now batting DH number 5, Jack Learison. So Jack Learison will be the first assignment for Bowers. Runner at second, that's Ruth after the RBI double. First pitch from Bowers, chopped foul, ends up towards Savannah Hill, home of some mountain bike trails, some disc golf holes, and certainly a great place to watch a ball game. As this is driven, well struck down the right field line, cut off there by the right fielder Lehman. However, it's going to be another RBI double for the Panthers as Learison's able to deliver there. Run number 11 for LaGrange, run number 8 in the inning. Now batting shortstop number 21, Cale Chatham. And that'll bring up Chatham. Pitch to Chatham. High, ball 1. Matt Eden on deck if the inning continues. And the 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Three-0 now the count. So hitters count for Eden. Ball 4. So runners first and second. That'll bring up Aldridge. Now batting first base number 20, Matt Eden. Check that, Matt Eden, the batter. Aldridge on deck. And the pitch. Across the plate, strike 1. Oh, 2 now the count with 2 outs. Runners first and second. Brevard trying to get out of this inning where LaGrange has scored 8 runs to open up an 11-3 lead. And the pitch. Missing there. 1-2. Tornadoes will hit the road this coming weekend at Huntington. Final conference road trip of the season for the Nados. Making their way to Montgomery, Alabama. Pitch here. Outside, high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. The way that series will work, Friday, April the 15th, double header at Huntington, beginning at 1 o'clock. And then game 3 of the series will be on Saturday. As this is lifted to right field for out number 3. Big inning for LaGrange, able to get 8 runs in that top of the 5th. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th with your score. LaGrange 11, Brevard 3.
Brevard College is special because of the way we teach, because we have classes that allow us to teach in the way that we like, which is experiential. Where we are, if you like the outdoors, man, we have great luck with cyclists coming here. There's something in the water about cycling in Brevard, or fly fishing, or just hiking. We have outstanding music. The music program here is wonderful. There's just a number of things to be said about Brevard College.
So new pitcher for the LaGrange College Panthers, that's Jacob Brown, freshman from Duluth, Georgia, right-hander. 6'2", out of Peachtree Ridge High School. Logan Clark at the plate for the NATOs. This is lifted, a high pop-up. Misjudged there a bit by the first baseman of the Panthers, Eden. It'll land foul. So that closes the door on the starter as Bartolotta went 4 innings, 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 strikeouts and a walk. 68 total pitches. As Clark lifts this to center field, that ball traveled a long way, but Panthers able to make the play for out number 1, Irvs, with the put out. That'll bring up Cale Ayler. Now batting for your Tornadoes, the first baseman, number 26, Cale Ayler. So that'll bring up Ayler, who steps to the plate to take on the reliever, Jacob Brown. Ayler 0 for 1 on the day. As he grounds that foul. A 3-time USA South Conference Rookie of the Week recipient. And the 0-2. Comebacker there. Brown able to make the play for out number 2. Now batting for Tornadoes, third baseman number 19, Frankie Vasquez. So Frankie Vasquez will step to the plate. 3-time winner himself of the USA South Conference Rookie of the Week. In fact, the reigning USA South Conference Rookie of the Week. 2 outs here and the pitch. 11-3 LaGrange on top. after a 1-0 pitcher's duel in Game 2 of the doubleheader yesterday. 14 runs, 19 hits combined so far in this one, Game 3 of the series. So following the road trip at Huntington for Brevard, Tornadoes will head back here to the friendly confines of Gilcone Field April 23rd and 24th. Grounder here and able to make the play for out number 3, third baseman Joe Ruth. 1-2-3 inning for LaGrange. And we'll continue here from Gilcone Field with your score. LaGrange 11, Brevard 3.
Experiential learning is pivotal in the business and organizational leadership program because it allows us to prepare our students for the real world.
Aldridge, Haybear, Apollo due up for the Panthers. Bryce Bowers continuing his relief appearance for the NATOs. Panthers ahead 11-3. Top of inning number 6. And the 1-0. Grounder here takes a tough hop there. And that'll be a base hit. Now batting second baseman number 19, Rhett Haybear. So Haybear will come up to bat for the Panthers. Very tricky hop there. Bounced up over the head of Jucker. Pitch there, across the plate, strike one. One the count to Rhett Haybear. Rhett Haybear out of Zachary, Louisiana. Two balls, one strike. Runner at first. Pitch there, missing, 3-1. Gorgeous weather here today, 62 degrees. Polar opposite from what we experienced yesterday. Snow flurries. Several moments during the game yesterday. frigid, below freezing conditions for the start of the day. It's warmed up nicely here on this Sunday. And turning a double play there, very nicely done by the Tornadoes. Able to get the first 2 outs here. I'll bring up Paulo. Now batting left field number 31, Gabriel Paulo. So very nicely done there by the Nados. Vasquez to Burchett to Ayler for the 5-4-3 double play. Then Paulo first pitch swinging this, a fly out to left. Logan Clark on the case for out number 3. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th with your score. LaGrange 11, Brevard 3.
History is everything. It's every discipline. It's music, it's art, it's economics, it's politics. And so students who study history end up with the ability to look critically at every discipline. This is a skill you can use in any field.
I chose Brevard mostly because of the experiential education, and their history program really sold me over. The variety of history classes that they offer. You have classes like History of Stuff, where you learn the commodification of history and how that's affected how we are today. That class really forces you to examine yourself and how you consume goods and how you're living in the world and how is that affecting the world around you.
I think one of my favorite things about psychology is that everything we're learning in class really applies to people's lives. Oftentimes, experiential learning in psychology is talking about what you do at your athletic practice today, or how does this relate to your relationship with people in your dorm room. Even in my intro level classes, students who maybe are just taking it as a gen ed, they have the ability to take what they're learning in class and apply it to their daily lives.
When I first heard the term experiential learning, I was thinking, oh, people must just like go outside and run around or something. But now that I
Back here at Gilcone Field, Ryan Lehman will lead things off for the Tornadoes. Lehman, Graves, and Ezel due up. Bottom of the 6th inning, LaGrange with an 11-3 advantage. Grounder here, and Ruth able to make the play at third base for out number 1. That'll bring up Johnny Graves. Now batting for your Tornadoes, center field number 55, Johnny Graves. So Graves will step to the plate. Freshman from Gastonia. Tornadoes under the direction of head coach Mike Victory, assistant coaches Rob Julian, volunteer assistant coaches Steve Huckey and Jacob Dennis. Make up the Tornado coaching staff, and coming down the home stretch of the USA South Conference season. At Huntington next weekend, home against Berea on the 23rd and 24th. The 24th, by the way, you might want to get here early. Senior Day on Sunday the 24th. 1 o'clock first pitch. Strong senior class will be honored on that afternoon. Swing and a miss there, so Brown able to get his first strikeout in his relief appearance. That'll bring up Christian Ezel. Now batting for your Tornadoes, catcher number 11, Christian Ezel. Following that Berea series, back-to-back games against Bob Jones University. A road trip on Tuesday, April the 26th, down to Greenville, South Carolina, at Bob Jones. And then a game that was rescheduled. It was supposed to happen this past week. A rainout situation that the game was rescheduled for Thursday, April the 28th. So that'll be the regular season home finale for the NATOs, Thursday, April the 28th at 4 p.m. Then one more road game before, actually a doubleheader, so one more road trip, 2 games at Roanoke College in Salem, Virginia on Sunday, May the 1st, and then USA South Conference postseason play begins on May the 5th. BCTornadoes.com for all your schedules, scores, news, and information. And strike 3 there, so Brown able to get back-to-back strikeouts, a 1-2-3 inning. We will head to the top of the 7th with your score, LaGrange 11, Brevard 3.
A graduate of the Wilderness Leadership and Experiential Education program.
So Rhett Mixon, top of the order, will lead off for the Panthers. Mixon, Irvs, Ruth, 1-2-3 hitters, due up here in the top of the 7th. Bryce Bowers going back to work. He's pitched 1 1/3 innings, has not allowed a charged run. Pitch there. 1-1 the count. Good looking pitch there to freeze Mixon. 1-2 the count. And that's fouled off. So Bauer's part of that senior class that will be honored on Sunday the 24th. And that'll be a base hit, a very difficult play there for Burchett. And runner aboard. That'll bring up McKinley Irvs. Now batting center field, number 1, McKinley Irvs. So tough play there for Blake Burchett. And now Irvs with a base hit to right field. Runners first and second. No outs. And Joe Ruth riding a 2-for-3 day coming to the plate. Now batting third baseman number 17, Joe Ruth. So Bowers, part of that senior class. Also Jason Jucker. First pitch inside, ball one. Matthew Scavato, Jack Atkinson, Christian Ezel, Brett Burchett, a rock-solid senior class that'll be honored on Sunday, April the 24th. Runners first and second, no outs. Bowers versus Ruth. Pitch there off the mark, 3-0. Top of inning number 7. And the pitch outside, ball 4. So bases will be loaded. That'll bring up Learison. Now batting DH number 5, Jack Learison. LaGrange 2 for 2 with the bases loaded so far. They've cashed in on a couple of these opportunities already. It was Learison. That ball's well struck into the gap in left center field. And he's going to clear the bases, and that's going to be a triple for Learison. So 3-run triple for the cleanup hitter, Jack Learison. Now batting shortstop number 21, Cale Chatham. (0-1) the count after LaGrange has added 3 more runs. Now a 14-3 lead. (14 runs on 17 hits for LaGrange. And this is lifted to center field for out number 1, but a run will come home. Sacrifice fly RBI. 4th run of the inning, and 15-3. LaGrange now on top. Now batting first baseman number 20, Matt Eden. Well, Tornadoes led 3-1. And now 14 unanswered runs by LaGrange. Been a tough handful of innings here as the Panthers have taken control, as that's a fly ball to center field. Graves able to make the play nicely there for out number 2. And that'll bring up Aldridge. Now batting the catcher number 27, Jared Aldridge. So Aldridge will step to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch swinging is Aldridge. He lifts that to center. Graves able to make the play. But 4 runs come home for the Panthers in that 7th inning. We'll head to the 7th inning stretch with your score, LaGrange 15, Brevard 3. So to the bottom of the 7th we go. So LaGrange scored 4 runs in the top of the 7th. And LaGrange able to take a 15-3 lead, a 12-run lead. And so LaGrange is currently sitting right at the threshold for potential run rule situation here per USA South Conference rules. So we'll keep an eye on that as Tornadoes Pledger, Jucker, and Burchett do up here. And the pitch. Swing and a miss there. So strikeout number 3 for Jacob Brown. So pinch hitter for the Tornadoes is Luke Morton. Morton, your batter, pinch hitting. He's the freshman from Wake Forest, North Carolina. His 9th at-bat of his collegiate career. Pinch hitter as well is on deck for the Nados. Looks like number 46, Chandler Bryson. One, two, the count. 1 out. Grounder here gets through the left side of the infield, so base hit, well done by Morton, and that'll bring up pinch hitter Chandler Bryson. Now batting for Tornadoes, number 46, Chandler Bryson. So Chandler Bryson his second career game as a collegiate player and his second career at bat right here as he faces off against Jacob Brown, base runner at first. That's Morton, who had his second career hit just moments ago. Double play ball potentially here for LaGrange, and they're able to pull that off 6-4 to 3, and indeed that'll be the final score, 15-3. So via the run rule, the fourth-ranked team in the nation, LaGrange, able to win this series 3-0. And LaGrange and the Tornadoes shaking hands, and LaGrange will head back to LaGrange, Georgia. And the Tornadoes will regroup. Their next contest at Huntington.
Our students make a difference.
LaGrange able to win this game 3 of the series by the score of 15-3, and per USA South Conference rules, a run rule situation with the 12-run lead, and they really got it at the top of the 7th there with the 4-run 7th. LaGrange led this game 1-0 with a run in the second inning. Then the Tornadoes had a big inning in the bottom of the third. 3 runs, an RBI single by Jason Jucker that scored Jock Pledger, and Frankie Vasquez with a single that resulted in 2 runs batted in, including runs scored by Blake Burchett and Jason Jucker. But then LaGrange answered 2 runs in the 4th, 8 runs in the 5th, and then 4 runs in the 7th to bring them to the 15 total runs scored. Tornadoes pitching, 3 different Nados saw action. Bryce Bowers, the starter, went 2 1/3. Noah Webb pitched 2/3 of an inning. And then also Cameron Cook pitching 4 innings of relief. So the Tornadoes will regroup and head to Huntington on Friday, April the 15th. 3-game series at Huntington, and then back home versus Berea on Saturday, April the 23rd, and Sunday, April the 24th, Senior Day on the 24th. Well, appreciate you joining us for this edition of Brevard College Baseball. We'll have additional Tornado action this week across our spring sports. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit subscribe and then hit that little bell on this YouTube channel so you receive all the notifications of when the Tornadoes go live. Appreciate everyone's work behind the scenes as well, and appreciate you, the viewer, for tuning in for this edition of Brevard College Baseball. Your final score for the final time here, Game 3 of the series. 4th-ranked LaGrange 15, Brevard 3.